Hey y'all, welcome back to the Ryder Westwood channel. Today, we're diving deep into the story of country music, from its early days in the Appalachian Hills to the massive stadiums it fills today. Country music has a way of capturing real life, from heartbreak and hard work to love and wild nights. And it's given us some unforgettable legends along the way, from Johnny Cash and Alan Jackson to Toby Keith, who are some of my personal favorite country music artists. It's a genre that's constantly evolving, but it's never lost its roots. So grab your cowboy hats and let's get into it. Country music was born in the early 1900s, right in the heart of America. Back then, people in rural areas played whatever instruments they had, like fiddles, banjos, and homemade guitars. This was the sound of folk, blues, and gospel music made for porch steps and small gatherings. Then, the 1920s rolled around, and with it, the first country recordings. Jimmie Rodgers, known as the father of country music, was one of the first stars. His songs, full of rambling and heartache, mixed with his signature yodel, set the stage for a raw, authentic style. And then there was the Carter family. Their harmonies and traditional folk ballads turned country music into something everyone could feel. It wasn't flashy, it was the sound of real people singing about real life. As country music took root, it found its way into honky-tonks and dance halls. In the 30s and 40s, Western swing brought in a new energy, mixing jazz with fiddles and creating a sound that filled the dance floors. Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys became legends for that reason. They made country something you could really move to. Around the same time, honky-tonk music was rising. Ernest Tubb and Lefty Frizzell brought a gritty, emotional edge that spoke to folks who'd known their share of hard times. This wasn't music for the prim and proper. It was rough around the edges, honest and unapologetically real. And that was the vibe Hank Williams perfected. With songs like Your Cheatin' Heart and I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, Hank became a voice for a generation. He had a way of singing about loneliness and heartbreak that made people feel seen, no matter where they were from. By the 1950s, Nashville had become the heart of country music, and it was all thanks to a new style they were calling the Nashville Sound. It was smoother, more polished, with lush arrangements that made country music appealing to a mainstream audience. Legends like Patsy Cline and Jim Reeves brought this sound to life. But right in the middle of this polished scene, we got Johnny Cash. Cash wasn't one to be polished or held back by trends. His voice was raw, deep, and full of grit, and his songs like Ring of Fire and Folsom Prison Blues made him a legend. Cash's music had that outlaw spirit, and his influence would set the stage for a whole new wave of country to come. Then came the 1970s and the rise of outlaw country. This was music that threw caution to the wind, rejecting the polished Nashville sound in favor of raw, honest storytelling. Outlaw legends like Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, and Merle Haggard made music on their own terms. They sang about independence, freedom, and doing things their way. It was country with a whole lot of attitude. And around this time, country was starting to get a rock influence too. Bands like the Eagles brought a blend of rock and country that appealed to a whole new audience. Songs like Take It Easy had country's storytelling vibe, but with rock guitars, and it created a bridge between two worlds. The Eagles opened up a new chapter, showing that country could blend and evolve while still keeping its soul intact. By the 1980s and 90s, country music was booming. Artists like George Strait and Reba McEntire were turning out hit after hit, and the genre was going more mainstream than ever before. Alan Jackson was a big part of this era. bringing a modern twist to traditional country and delivering song after song that resonated with fans. Tracks like Chattahoochee and Don't Rock the Jukebox became anthems of the time, capturing both the fun and the everyday struggles of American life. Then there was Toby Keith, who brought his powerful voice and unapologetic pride in his roots. With hits like Should Have Been a Cowboy, and later patriotic songs like Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, Toby captured a spirit of resilience and down-home pride that fans loved. The 90s became an era when country music had everything: heartfelt ballads, songs about everyday life, and stadium anthems that brought country into the mainstream like never before. Today, country music is bigger and more diverse than ever. We've got artists like Carrie Underwood and Luke Bryan blending country with pop, and others like Chris Stapleton bringing back that soulful, bluesy edge. But with this diversity, there's also been a big push to blend country with other genres, including rap, which has sparked some debate. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of rap blending with country. While I think experimenting with new sounds can be great for creativity, I feel like it sometimes takes away from what makes country music unique, that storytelling vibe and connection to tradition. But that's the thing about country music. It's always changing and growing, so everyone's got a little something they can connect to. In the end, country music is all about storytelling. It's music that speaks to the heart, whether it's a song about a broken heart, a celebration of small-town pride, or a tale of overcoming life's toughest battles. Country music has kept its soul. That's why it's still here, growing, evolving, but always staying true to its roots. Thanks for tuning in to the Ryder Westwood channel. Hit the comments below and let me know who your favorite country artist is. Whether you're into the legends like Johnny Cash and Alan Jackson, or you're more into today's stars, country music's story is still being written, one song at a time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more deep dives into the heart of music. See y'all next time.